I know Unreal is also release 5.4. I imagine you're probably closer to Unreal with your kind of AAA
A
background.
tiny bit. I should be closer. That definitely. I actually haven't touched Unreal since Unreal 3.
You and your
Like since
custom
back in
engines,
the
right?
day.
That's
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm always like the old man, like the grumpy old dude on the lawn, like build your own engine kits. Like that's kind of what I'm always pushing for. So I don't use commercial engines too much, but I did see a line note on the latest Unreal, and that they have basically a software-based VRS, and I got super excited because I'm all about VRS.
so what's VRS?
So VRS, it's variable rate shading, and it's a technique that helps gain more performance in rendering. So basically, the top down of it is there's a lot of places on screen that aren't very important or that have less detail. You know, stuff like you might have depth of field kicking in, or it might be a part of the screen that's not lit up or it's in shadow a little too much. So the idea is that you can, with VRS, you can control the shading rate of each pixel or each group of pixels. So let's say there's a darker area most of it's black or close to black. Um, you can lower at a much lower resolution, and you'll be way faster because you're rendering less pixels. So
And it's not like a per model, it's like per pixel. Like you can.
it's for like groups of pixels, like
Okay.
it can be like 2 by 2, 4 by 4. It kind of depends on the
Sure.
hardware support, but yeah, it's huge for especially as more games are starting to try to get closer to native 4K. I mean, to waste a lot of time on stuff that's maybe around the edges of the screen or in the corners or again in shadow, stuff like
Right.
that. It's really frustrating to have to like render those pixels, even though nobody can see them or even though they're not going to be much. So you can kind of like use VRS to pass this mask along, and now you don't have to render those, or you can render them lower resolution, and it's a pretty huge win. I mean, I think I remember seeing Gears of War got like 15 or 20% gain on their
That's
frame time,
amazing.
so that's huge.
Yeah,
Like
that is huge.
that's
Yeah.
that's a game changer. So that's actually an article that I recommend a lot. Is there's one out there on VRS and how they used it in Gears 5 now. How many
Okay.
Gears
I
War
have
games
no
are we up to? I
idea.
think we just call it Gears 5. Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
So it's a paper that I really like, a white paper that I really enjoy reading. So